Uh, I I think we all understand that there's pain that's going to go around, and we're going to get our share of it. But I think it's how it's done can make a big difference. And I think one of the things I'm worried about is that with the governor's budget, it looks like it's a 10% cut that CSU is going to take, but there are aspects to it that really will have a bigger impact than 10% at Eastern. One of the things is that the governor's budget proposes to keep the turnover money, that's the money that is normally there when you have positions vacant, that normally CSU had. And that was part of how the positions were funded, was counting on having that money to fund them. And in terms of the wage freezes and the furloughs that we had before, my understanding is that money went back to the individual institutions, and that this time it's all going to go into a big general fund. And I think when you're asking people to take pain, they're just naturally, psychologically more willing to take it if they can see how it's impacting their own people. I think people will come up to the fore more if they say, I'm helping something at Eastern, I'm helping something at CSU, but when you put all that back into the state pot, that money is really resulting in a further erosion of the money that we had from last year. So I think you would actually get more buy-in if you let the constituent units see some benefit to the money that they're sacrificing. I think their staff would actually come forward with ideas. I mean, we have a Work Smart committee right now on campus looking for ways to save money. But when people realize that some of their suggestions are just going to go back into a big general pot, yes, it's a good thing for the state, but, I just feel like people are less willing to do it that way. And I think, our students are really going to feel this. This isn't so much about us. It's about if we lose a lot of positions to lay off, the services and the classes aren't going to be there. So I just hope that some of those issues that you mentioned, Senator Williams, will be considered. And about the control of the positions, the non-faculty positions, if you have to go back to a bureaucracy at a higher level to ask for a maintainer or a computer tech, I don't think that makes efficiency. And I don't think that the full cost of the reorganization of CSU into the community colleges has really been costed out, as far as I know, how much it will save. And I'm worried personally because I know that CSU funds a good chunk of the library databases that our students use. And that's not miscellaneous money. I mean, if that money goes away in a reorganization, our students won't have those resources. So,
Ann Druenberg, then Amelia Lee, and then Suzanne Dowling, and then we'll get some feedback.
Ann Druenberg, Early Childhood Education, and first thanks to legislators for coming here and having this discussion. We do appreciate the work you've done. Also, I think we have a documented track record of being pretty cooperative in terms of making concessions of one sort or another. Just to follow up on a point that Pat made, I think it would be more possible to get really solid buy-in if we had a shared understanding of, the process, specifically in terms of incentives for retirement and, people leaving positions, and that could conceivably be quite a cost-saving measure. But I'm wondering if there are discussions taking place that are not just looking at the dollars, but looking at the incentives for continuity in programs. So if people who are eligible for retirement would leave, would there be some assurance that programs with which they're affiliated would not be severely compromised, that there would actually be some sustained workforce in those programs? I think that's a really important question because I think we would want to cooperate. But thank you. So I guess that's my question. That's my question. Have there been any discussions, or could there be discussions about, assurances that when people leave, that, that those positions could be filled?
Comments on that?
I mean, I can't speak for the executive branch in terms of whether they've had those discussions as they put together the budget, but let's assume that would be a very good idea, and so and that's where you all could help, because someone who's come into state government for the last couple of months in the new Governor Malloy administration, I think would benefit greatly from your input as the discussions are held in terms of how can we save money, but do it in a way that doesn't hurt programs and departments and undercut the quality of the education for the students. I think it's a great point.